Christmas. Isn't it exciting? Oh, I'm so excited. Is anyone else excited about Christmas? Yeah, lovely. Right, so first of all, we need to remember, why do we have Christmas? So who wants to answer that question out of the children? So I've got my mic. Hello? There we are, it works. Okay. Would you like to answer that question? Who wants to answer that question? Exactly right. Okay. I've got to be careful where I wander. Now, you can hear me through this one, can't you? I don't know your names, girls. Sophie. Sophie? Oh, they're both Sophie. That's really handy, isn't it? That's great. Okay. So Sophie A. What's Oh, that's Sophie B.
That's Sophie.
Oh, sorry.
To celebrate Jesus.
Exactly, because that's it. There we are, team effort. So it's Jesus' birthday. Okay. So that's the main thing. We mustn't forget that, must we? But what does Christmas mean in our houses? What changes at Christmas? How do we know it's Christmas when we're walking around? Okay, Rosina?
The decorations are up.
Yes, we have decorations, don't we? Nice shiny, twinkly decorations. They're lovely, aren't they? I get so excited. Okay, anything else? What's your name?
Bethany.
Bethany. What else? We have decorations. What else do we have?
What's the Christian gift? What's the Christian gift?
What do we have around the houses so you know it's Christmas?
You have the trees, and underneath there's presents for children.
Yes. Only children? And adults, yes. Okay, so we have our decorations, we have our trees with the lovely lights on and tinsel, and we have presents underneath, hopefully. Sophie?
David's star.
A star, yes. So where would we see a star? Yeah, on the top of the Christmas tree. So we have a star. Sometimes people don't have just a star, do they?
An angel.
An angel can be on the top of the Christmas tree.
One of the shops you can get like these fairy decorations and stuff.
Oh, the fluffy decorations, yeah.
Father Christmas.
And Father Christmas, yes. So we all look forward to the man in the big red suit coming to visit us. Any other things at Christmas? Okay. Anybody else think of things that are different at Christmas to any other time of year? Keeping me fit, Sophie.
You get the Christmas calendar.
Yeah, the advent calendars. And does anyone have one of those advent calendars where you open each day and it has something inside it? Chocolate. They all have chocolate. They didn't have chocolate in them when I was a kid.
Sweeties.
Yeah, can have sweets in the advent calendars. Amy, can you think of anything different at Christmas?
Mini toys.
Sorry?
Mini toys.
Mini toys. Lovely. What about when we sit down at our dinner tables? Anything? Oh.
Turkey.
Yeah, we have a big turkey, don't we? What else is different about dinner time?
It's a huge roast.
A huge roast, yes. That's a really nice word. It's not just a roast, is it? It's a huge roast. Bethany?
Those things where you just, two people, those crackers at the dinner table.
It. We only ever have them at Christmas, don't we? So Christmas crackers.
Christmas pudding.
Christmas pudding. We only have that at Christmas. And custard.
Cockerel.
Sorry?
Sometimes I have a cockerel for Christmas.
A cockerel, do you? Oh, wow.
Stuffing.
Stuffing. Okay. And we don't have crackling at Christmas because that's not on the turkey, is it? That's a different meat. But some people might have pork on Christmas Day, you never know, so they'd have crackling. Anything else? What do we do at Christmas that we might not do the rest of the year?
Party.
Party. Play games, or I can... Veronica, you're allowed to participate.
Sing carols.
Sing carols, yes, very good one, Mary.
Celebrate Jesus' birthday.
Yes, we do. We need to keep coming back to that one.
Send Christmas cards.
Send Christmas cards. We only do that once a year.
Open presents.
Open presents. Anything else? Get together with families. We tend to have more people around the dinner table, or a lot of people have more people around the dinner table than we would have the rest of the year. So Christmas is a really different time of the year, isn't it? It's not like any other week in my year.
If all the kids can get in on the act, I'm going to get in on the act.
Yeah.
I've never shared this with anybody before, but I always have moments at Christmas, and there are several of them, where I feel really inadequate and weak and sad, because I know that I always have a very lovely time, and I'm really conscious of people that maybe just are on their own, haven't got anywhere to live, haven't got any food, and haven't got any presents, haven't got any sweets, all those lovely things you said, kids. Okay, quite often at Christmas I think about those people and I think, how can I help? And I always feel I can never do enough, and it's a feeling I wish I'd never had. Mm-hmm. That's what sometimes Christmas brings for me.
Well, that leads very nicely on to our next bit. Boys, I know you're visiting, so I know you might feel a little bit shy, but is there what happens on your Christmas day that is different to the rest of the year?
You get up really, really early.
And do your parents tell you to go back to bed? Oh, don't they? What lovely parents. And is there something that you can think of? No? Okay, all right. So, now what has everybody seen the shoebox appeal leaflet? Okay, so this links into what Ray said. And no, we won't be able to change Christmas for a lot of people, but for a few people we can change Christmas, and this is a very simple way of doing it. So we're just going to show a short clip from this organisation to explain a little bit about this.
Imagine the perfect Christmas. What would your perfect Christmas be like? Would you imagine a house full of decorations? A Christmas tree in the corner with presents underneath? Perhaps your perfect Christmas is a white Christmas, or an all-you-can-eat Christmas. Or maybe it would simply be to have your friends and family around you. But what if you had to imagine a different kind of Christmas? No decorations, no treats, and no tree. In fact, a Christmas without even a house of your own to spend it in. It may not sound like a lot of fun, but for thousands of people across Eastern Europe and Asia, that is what Christmas is like each and every year. But imagine you had the chance to change that. Imagine there was some way of making Christmas special for someone in need. Thanks to the Blythewood Shoebox Appeal, there is. Every year, Blythewood Care collects, sorts and delivers thousands of very special shoeboxes. With some wrapping paper around them and a few simple items inside, each one is transformed into a unique Christmas gift. A hat and gloves, a bag of sweets or some soap. Things like these might not mean that much to us, but to someone living in poverty, they can be very special indeed. That's why a shoebox can make Christmas as special for them as it is for you. It's a simple way of letting them know just how important they are. So why not reach out to someone in need and bring some hope this Christmas? You never know. Filling a shoebox might be all it takes to make this year's Christmas the perfect Christmas.
quite a simple idea. It's one that we've supported as a church for several years now, I think, isn't it? We're going to support it again this year. So you might like to be thinking about how you can do your little bit towards this. Now, we went out yesterday, didn't we, girls? Mighty, do you want to come up? We went out yesterday to get some stuff for our shoe boxes. Just 100 shoe boxes. And now, to date, 20 years later, the total is around 1.6 million shoe boxes. So that's quite a lot. So if everybody was able to do a shoebox, then it makes a small gift just massive, and they're sending out container loads and container loads. They do ask now that we put the contribution for the shipping in as well. And in this leaflet, it gives you a checklist of things. So it's the pink things at the top they like you to provide because they're the essentials: hat, scarf and gloves, soap, toothbrush and toothpaste. We take that for granted, don't we? And maybe if you're doing a children's box, a toy car for a boy or a small doll for a girl. But the nice thing about this is you can choose whether to do a girl and different ages, 3 to 7, 8 to 12, 13 to 16, a woman or an elderly woman. And then in the boy category, you can do 3 to 7, 8 to 12, 13 to 16, or an adult man. Okay, so you can even choose. So my girls tend to choose their age group. And in the past, Malcolm does one for a man, I do one for a woman, and Chaz does one for a teenage boy. And we just select our own things. So girls, should we go through what you've, just so we can give you some ideas. So this is Rosie's box. So a shoebox looks quite small, and you think, well, that's not going to make much difference. But what I wanted to sort of give you an idea of is that actually there's so much that can fit into a shoebox. If that's the only present that somebody's going to get, that's a lot of presents, isn't it? So, and we've tried to do it so that it gives ongoing pleasure. So the colouring things, the colouring book is massive. We decided on crayons rather than felt tip pens because crayons hopefully will last longer than felt tips that might dry out and things like that. So we've sort of given it a little bit of thought, and the girls always enjoy doing it, and it does make them think about Christmas and about sharing with others. The other thing to mention is the girls always put, or last year they put a Christmas card in with their boxes as well. So you can put a card in to wish somebody Merry Christmas. The final touch is that Blytheswood actually put in a Christian book. So depending on which age group it is, where does it say on here? For a child, I'm not sure that it says on here. Does it? Thank you. So that's lovely, isn't it? So there's that little bit of Christian input as well. Okay, so that gives them a good message. Thank you, girls. So our children are very important. The other thing, I wanted to speak to Joanna, didn't speak to you beforehand, about the toddler group. So can you come, because Christmas is particularly a time for families, isn't it? And as we're looking to grow the church, we are looking to bring more families in, and also hopefully to keep the families as the children grow. And children are very important in more than one way. For one thing, they can be a really good witness to us. They can remind us of our relationship with our Heavenly Father, the relationship that we have with our children, whether they're ours or whether they're children around us. It can remind us of how special that relationship is. And Joanna, you've been working with the toddlers, haven't you?
When Jenny can't do it,
Are we switched on? Sorry.
Yes. I stand in for Jenny.
Okay, so it's on a Wednesday morning.
There's a mixture of quantity of mums that come, and there's a dad that comes now, which is lovely, from the new houses down at Oak Way. The first time I stood in, I thought, the second time I stood in, I thought, well, there's only about 3 mums that come and about 4 children. The second time I stood in, there were 8 mums and about 10 or 11 children. And I said to Jenny, gosh, there were 8 and 10. She said, well, I was praying for 6. She didn't tell me.
God can do abundantly more.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this last week, I'm doing it while Jenny's away, there were back to 3 mums. One that comes back from near Bedford, I think, because her son particularly likes it.
Oh.
A lady from the village over there whose husband's setting up as a plumber, and this dad from along the road.
That's
with
really
their
good.
children.
So is it in the carey room or
Yeah.
is it up here?
Yeah, no, it's down in the carey room.
So it's quite a nice, comfortable
Yes.
environment.
Yes.
And what do you do during the morning then?
Well, Jenny left a couple of CDs this time with lovely music on it, children's Christian songs, but the other CD was hands, head, shoulders, knees and toes type of things. But mainly I think the mums just want to chat and the dads just want to chat, because otherwise they're at home with their little one and they haven't got anyone to chat to.
Yeah. And do the children play together?
They do, actually.
What ages
yeah.
are they?
They are, at the moment, they're sort of between 1 and 2, and then about 3. So quite young.
Okay. So is there anything else to tell us?
There isn't actually any Christian input, which surprised me. There's nothing at the moment, so we could pray that we find a way of just introducing a little prayer or something, a blessing or something, in a session when they're not used to it. That would be good.
Lovely. Thank you, Joanna. So that's something that goes on every week. It was actually through toddlers that I came to the church, because when I moved into Hackleton, I'd lost my faith. So we weren't looking for a church, we were looking for a pub and a post office. So to bring us to a village with such a lovely church was, obviously God's plan, obviously, and especially as we live in Carey Road, it sort of confirmed that was his plan. So when I met Jenny at a governor's meeting at the school, and she said, come along to the toddler group, and that was how I started coming here. And then eventually, when I felt that God was giving me a prod, there was just nowhere else to even try. It sort of stood to reason that I would come here. We've been here for special occasions and for Remembrance Sunday and everything. So the toddler group can be a really good outreach, and we need God's wisdom in how we use this kind of situation and this kind of opportunity to reach out to our local community. And if we do follow what God has planned for us and we do it in obedience, then he will be with us and he will make it fruitful, and we'll end up with lots more lovely children. And it's so good to see the children here and participating and bringing the instruments round for all of us. It's a real blessing, isn't it? So we need more, and we want them to stay, and it's lovely that they're bringing friends and multiplying. So I'd like to ask all the young people to come up here. We're going to do the offering. Who would like to get the offering? All right, Sophie A. Can you two do it together? Because there are 2 handles, so maybe Bethany and Sophie B could hold that. And would you go round and we'll collect the offering in? Do that, thank you. And there was something else with regards to children, so I'll talk as they're collecting in the offering. Rosina has been speaking to one of the teachers at her school about a light party. Now, Rose is really keen that we have a light party here, and I must admit, I'm just not very organised with my time, and I'd love to do it, And so I'm sort of throwing this out to see whether as a church, if a few of us could get together. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, girls. I wonder whether a few of us could get together and have a light party so that it's an alternative to Halloween. This book is from the teacher. It's called Better Than Halloween, Bright Alternatives for Churches and Children. Is this something that we could do as an outreach to our community? So it's an open-ended, I'm not asking for an answer, but maybe you could pray about it, and if it's God's plan, we'll do it. We will do it. So I would just ask that you pray about it. It's got lots of ideas in here, and it's got a CD on the back as well, so obviously there's more information on there. But the teacher at Rose's school, because Rose asked her about it and how it all works, the teacher brought it in and lent it to Rose, which was really kind, and Rose is really chuffed, and Rose is dead keen that we do this. So can we give it a bit of thought? And linked in with that, Tony's just coming through the door, perfect timing, Tony. UCB Radio, I don't know if anybody listens to United Christian Broadcasters, I love it. And they are advertising at the moment their bags of hope. And these are free, we just have to pay the postage and packing. I'm going to order some. If you're able to bring that up now, Tony, that would be great. Oh, have you? Okay, so these can be used in various ways. You can use them so that when trick-or-treaters knock on my door, I ignore it. I just don't go to the door. But this year, we're going to open the door and we're going to give them a bag of hope. And in the bag, it's got the bag of hope written on the front, and then it's got a book of hope for children, a UCB word for today for parents, which, you know, they're very easy to read. So it's a verse from the Bible and then just a message about that verse, and a 4 points tract. So there's Christian input there. So I suppose you could decide yourself whether to put sweets in there as well. I suppose you could do to make it a little bit interesting, or you could just give that. If we have a light party, we can use them more or less as party bags at the end of the evening so that all the children take one home with them. So there are various ways, and also it mentions about rather than having trick-or-treating, some people do dress up as angels and superheroes and go out treat-or-treating, and they knock on the doors and give these at the doors rather than asking for sweets. So there's a variety of ways of using them. But as I say, they're free from UCB. We need to order them by Monday the 21st of October, and we just have to pay the postage and packing. So I think that's a brilliant idea, and it could link in with a light party. All right. So children, can I ask you all to just come down the front, and if we could just pray. Boys, will you come down as well, because you're part of our family, our extended family. All right, Amy? And then what I'd like to do is, if maybe a couple of people could offer up prayer for Joanna, would you stand up here with the children as your sort of toddlers representative? You know, we really need to pray that we have a good outreach to our families and our community, and ask for blessing on these wonderful children. Yeah? Okay. So if a couple of people would like to pray.